whatever your religion is, doesn't your religion, necessarily accept everybody?
As long as you're clean and you broke your soul ties, we're good.
I hold my God number one, and they hold their God number one.
So for everybody, pretty much, body count wasn't an issue. For me, it's definitely not an issue because my body count's down.
Shut up!
To be paid for services, which is how that is. I shall always try.
Plain and simple. If you're a fuckboy, if you fuck girls over, you are a Yoruba demon.
No,
you are.
We do sexualize children at a young age, and we sexualize them to be heterosexual.
So the first question is, does religion play an important role in choosing your partner?
Yep, 100%.
I'm just playing.
Okay, explain why.
Okay, because listen, my goal in life, because I'm a Christian, I believe that my husband is going to be a God-fearing man, and that we're going to be able to raise our kids in the same church together with the same beliefs, and that just makes connection. And it just makes you know what you need to do to bring them to God, because that's your belief, right?
Yeah.
I can't marry a Muslim because I'm like, you're Muslim and like that I don't believe in what you believe, and that's big. When you have kids, it's gonna be like, no, like I believe this, but I believe that, and I know I'm gonna marry a passionate man because I'm passionate, right? So I know I'm gonna marry a passionate man, and two passionate people with big things like that, it's insane. Like I hold my God number one, and they hold their God number one. Right, so that's clashing.
So you would willingly leave a guy based off of the
religion,
even though you have
it's respect to the family. It's respect to the family too, because usually we have probably gonna be foreign. So foreign families are usually more traditional, right? So it's respect. I'm respecting my man's family, right? That's number one. So I'm always trying to impress their family, because you know what, I'm entering their life. I'm signing up to be their daughter, right? And I don't want to disrespect them. So they'd be like, oh, I want a Muslim girl. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not gonna be Jewish. I'm not gonna do this. I can't.
So you're saying that if you're young right now and you get in a relationship with someone and it's not serious, right? And it continues to go on, you get older, you finish university, and you find your stuff right now, and you get a job, you're still there, and you're still dating him, right? And it moves on, and you guys knew that you guys were different religions, right? And then
I'm not gonna date them at the beginning.
I want to go off what you said. Okay, so I think what she's saying, which I agree with, is that she's not gonna start dating them.
No.
Cause when you're talking to someone,
so when you're gonna
if you don't
when you start dating them, you're gonna make sure they're Christian before you.
Yeah, that's because in Christianity.
So religion really plays in your field.
In Christianity, especially in African households, for example, being unequally yoked isn't really an option. Cause in your marriage, what is it? When your spouse is a Christian, you're a Christian. That's how the way it's supposed to be, because it's a spiritual connection.
But that's for our religion.
That's in in our religion. Not saying for everyone. That's.
I feel that's a unique feeling for you, because in the world we live in today, I feel nobody plays off you know what I mean. In a relationship, you can look past the religion and grow as an individual, because love does not really have a color, doesn't have a religion. If I feel I like a girl and I love them, I feel in the end, as we grow, we'll accept each other, and if I feel my religion is the most perfect way to do it, I'll do that. But if I feel there's no religion needed, then we'll just be good people, take care of just do our duty as human beings.
For me, I don't really subscribe to a particular religion, so I'll use the words belief system. I definitely would like my partner to have the same type of beliefs that I have. We don't have to match up, but at the end of the day, as long as you respect mine and I respect yours, and you're not trying to change me, then it's all good.
Yeah, but I'm always gonna play on my God's rules.
That's in God's
my goal.
I feel
I'll really say some real good scriptures. I'm
Christian and I believe in God, but sometimes you just can't help who you're attracted to.
That's what I'm saying.
You can be attracted to a non-Christian, but you won't pursue a relationship with them if you want to stay God's perfect will for you. That is what you want.
But eventually, I don't know, I just feel it can be a yes and a no thing. If you're strong, I believe strongly in what I believe in, but if I really like somebody and I'm in love with somebody,
hold on.
if I'm in love with somebody, I can compensate and try to make things work.
No.
But listen,
that's
God,
something you can't compensate. You can't compensate your religion.
I won't even date you if like you're another religion. Like I don't know. I always say Muslim because like I'm South Sudanese, so it was like you know how it's split to north, south, you know, because like it was mostly a religion fight. So like it's the closest thing I've known. Like I'm like if you're like cute and you're such a nice guy and you're like I connect with you, I vibe with you well, and you're like oh I'm Muslim, I'd be like so I can't date you. Number one, my mom is a no. My mom's gonna be like Tessie, like you understand our culture, and I'm a big culture. Culture is so great. Like I love culture, and I just believe you need that in your life. So with that, like it's gonna be like I'm disrespecting, and maybe your family's like that too. I'm disrespecting your family, I'm disrespecting my family. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Like there's no way. It's not God's will. You can be my friend, my buddy, my pal, not my
but you cannot.
No.
I hope you realize when you well obviously in a relationship you plan to have sex. In sex there's soul ties. You can't be unequally yoked with your soul to, for example, a Muslim or a Buddhist. You cannot do that.
Okay, we have a question.
I have a question. Okay, so saying that you can't date someone based off like their religion, right? Isn't that contradict the fact of interracial relationships and racism? Because when I'm like falling for you, right? I don't consider like.
Jean, but listen,
you can't choose
is my God an interracial couple?
Yes,
God like, my God is at the same time. You can have
because
it still doesn't really. I think
that
it still doesn't.
The whole point of racism.
Right. But listen. Right, I quieted the room for you, so now you're gonna quiet for me. Thanks. So listen, there can be a biracial couple, but they both go to church. There can be a biracial couple, but they both decide not to go to church or whatever. Now, my thoughts on this particular question, being unequally yoked, as you guys are saying, I feel like it doesn't work because as someone who is not Christian, when I speak to someone who is, I'm like, this isn't going to work because you want me to go to church, you want me to be a certain thing, and I'm not going to do that. You don't want me to drink and do these things that not really going to change my lifestyle. So for me, I need someone who understands that, you know, they're not going to try to change me or try to make me be something that I'm not. They're going to let me be themselves, and whoever I'm with is probably going to end up having that same type of mindset.
Okay, that's facts, but I'm like speaking from a personal point.
You can't dispute that.
No, speaking from like a personal point, I'm a Christian, and like I don't consider like drinking or like smoking like a big deal as long as you're able to like do your duties, be like charitable, like do your, you know what I mean? Take care of your.
Can I ask you a question?
For you, what doesn't contradict?
Yeah, what does your Christianity mean to you? Like, is it based on
Christianity
good deeds?
To me it means like it's a relationship between me and like God, and His thoughts between me. It's not like what people view me as. It's what I feel that I'm comfortable with.
What about if you're with somebody and they want to like change and cross over to Christianity? Like, you know,
they want to convert.
That's right. How do you? God says you.
Okay, but you meet
you don't
them
have to
and they're
maybe
maybe Muslim.
So how do you do that?
But then they get with you and they're like, oh, like I really love you. I
won't start that relationship while they're Muslim.
Okay, so as far as religion goes, about how people choose their spouses or partners based off of religion, I mean, if whatever your religion is, doesn't your religion, you know, necessarily accept everybody? And sure, you can just, you know, change someone to, you know, liking your religion, but you should be able to, you know, make exceptions for certain things.
Makes him happy.
Okay, one minute, sir.
Right, she's going
sir,
to what
1
you
minute.
Just said.
Thank you. So, as a Christian, going off of the word, I'm not trying to get all church on you, but I am the child of two pastors, so I might have to. Like, you're as a Christian, it is not just He is your Lord and Savior, not just your Savior. When you ask Him in your heart, that's your Savior. Your Lord means He governs your actions in your life. Not just, oh, I ask Him, but I'll do what I want. That's not what it means to be a Christian. When I'm saying, and it's not like judging or condemning anyone, but like concerning relationships, if He's my Lord, and I know I want to stay inside of His perfect will, I'm not going to actively make the choice to be with someone that does not line up with His word. That is what I'm saying.
That's your choice based on
personally for me. Not that's all I'm saying.
But like, did you just say could change for somebody that?
Yeah, depending on how you love them.
I agree with both. Like, I wouldn't be able to go
for a Muslim. For a Muslim that wants to change, for an Arabian person or Muslim that wants to change from being a Muslim to Christianity. Number one, for her safety or for his safety, he cannot do it because the religion just does not support it. That's one, because if you see it on the news, like,
I mean, there's different levels to how much you live your religion, right?
But like, that's you.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
But
what
let me give you an example. Now, you're dating this girl, right?
Sorry,
you're dating this girl, right? And like, her parents are like so deep.
Okay, can we? Thank you.
You can always change.
And her parents are so deep in the religion, and they don't want to. And okay, now she wants to change, right? I've actually heard the story that they legit killed the daughter.
Yeah.
You've heard the story. Exactly. So for your own safety, I don't think I would.
No, let me finish. Something might happen if you was Christian and then all of a sudden you start walking around with a hijab on and people going to do the fucking hate crimes. That's what they
Nobody will pop a gun on you, though.
I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but it depends depending on your environment that you're living in.
Right, but it's just a difference in scenario. Like obviously, no one's gonna walk up to you on the street and say you cannot convert, but there is still discrimination. There is still hate crimes, and there are still people. There's still Islamophobia. Like,
is escorting an acceptable hustle?
I think yeah.
Is that money?
It is.
Yeah, okay.
You're right. Get that money in.
Okay, where I stand on escorting is that I personally would not do it, but at the same time, I would not condemn someone for doing it if they had like no other option. But the thing is, it also raises the question, people always say there will always be another option. Like, is really escorting like the really last thing you could do? I don't think that's ever going to be the situation. But some people always claim that, say like, oh, drugs is the only way, selling drugs is the only way I can make money. I really
honestly,
don't think that.
I think it's
don't
nature.
Believe that.
I think
I think it's like nurture, like where you like your environment that you've grown up.
And you fall in love with the hustle.
I mean, but either way, I won't like condemn someone for doing that. I won't condemn someone for being an escort, because I mean, it's not me. It doesn't affect my life. So do what you're doing.
I don't know.
But I wouldn't want my child to do that.
Like I know, like all the time, like we joke around saying, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be a stripper when I'm older, whatever." Like it's a joke because they always see me making mad money, and we make no money, right? So like that's like whatever it says. But like when I really think about it, it's like personally, I could not do that. It's like selling my body. Like I'm like, yo, I always tell everybody, like when random guys are like always texting you, they're like, oh, this and that, and you're like, first of all, how'd you get my number? Second, I was like, my body's a temple. Like you don't step into my temple.
This whole framing of escorting or prostitution to be as if you have a choice. Like sometimes that shit is that is on your life. Like you're worried about things happening to you, or out of fear. Or you just don't know anything else. Some people really grow up in situations where they had to get it out the mud. Like, you didn't know anything else. That's what you had to do. So if I was to ever, meet somebody, like, I would have a lot of respect for them. Like, you did it.
And y'all be like, oh, you're just, like, conservative, like, rude. Like, they're going to bash me. Be like, okay, bash me.
So
but
you're talking about that based off of, like, the nudity and...
It's like, I just wouldn't sell my body like that. Like, every time...
what about things like, modeling or acting?
Yeah.
They're also...
You get paid for that.
Like long
listen, there's different ways of modeling though. Like I can never like model without my shirt on.
Like a lingerie model.
I can never be that. Other people can. That's their preference, and I'm not condoning them for that. I'm like, do what you want to do. Like, it's your life. I cannot live your life.
Yeah, but a lot of people would consider people that are modeling for like Victoria's Secret and doing it like half naked is the proper way to do it, opposed to
it's
like
also
stripping in a club. You know what I mean?
It's the same. I honestly feel like it's the same.
They think it's like just society.
Yeah, one is public, one is private.
Legit money. You're modeling for a legit brand. Whereas being a stripper is just like people don't want you just in a club. Like,
I think lingerie models are necessary.
But when we start talking about stripping, we're talking about escorting. Like
not stripping, escorting.
But
I just fall into the same.
They're not the same though. They're not the same.
Escorting more classy.
An escort is literally someone who like they pay for your time, like and they pay for your.
You can be just
a stripper works at a strip club and is on a pole.
Like an escort is classy, like you high top. If I saw that, I'd be like, I obviously my first thing in my head would be like, oh no. Like
exactly.
But like I don't want to judge them, but it's like because I don't know what they're doing it for. So yeah.
But what was I gonna say? I think for us, like we are students in a university setting. Like we've seen a certain lifestyle. We haven't grown up with that. We've grown up with our parents. We've grown up going to school. We've grown up with these things. Mm-hmm. There are people who didn't have that. There are people who had to get it out the mud. They had to get it on their own. Get it any way they could because they didn't know anything else. But there are people out there who there are girls out there who got manipulated into doing these things. Horrible things happen to them, and then all of a sudden it's like you're in this lifestyle and because you don't have those necessary tools like to function outside of that, you don't do anything else. So I feel like if I was to ever meet somebody who told me like, you know what, this is what I had to do for money. And I just started watching this show actually called The Deuce on HBO, and it's about this type of stuff like pimps and prostitution and like the cops, and it's set in like the 1970s in New York, and you actually see like I guess the things that the women go through. And I could never, like, it's hard. I feel like to do that, I honestly, I have a level of respect for you, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't get up every day and say like, you know, I have to suck 100 dicks today because just to get some money in my pocket. Like, I would not. I would not. But you know, if someone told me that, I would have been like, you know what, sis, like, you got that. You do that.
Yeah.
You do that. Not me.
She said, wait, can I put in on that?
If you have 20 seconds.
For me, it just depends on why they're doing it. Like, if you're just doing it because you just like to do it, or you're just stuck in the hustle or whatever you go around. There's some people that just like to do it, getting the fast.
That's what I don't. That's what I don't.
There's some
You're
girls
looking for the easy way out.
There's some girls that are like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this for a year.
Being an escort or a prostitute is not easy. It's not easy.
Okay, but there's some girls that are just like,
easy way
you know,
out.
I'm gonna get this money, I'm gonna save up for a year, and then I'm gonna pay for my tuition and shit like that. Like, that's okay to me. But if you're just like, I know some girls that just do it just because they're just lazy. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. It is the easy way of
it is. I don't think you maybe having like, sorry, I'm already over time, but like building up, like, I guess the mindset that this is what I'm gonna do. If you haven't, especially if you haven't been like grown up where that's acceptable or whatever, then yeah, it won't be easy. But I mean, people are gonna say it's easier to go to a hotel and like do your business with some guy than to actually like sit down and study for years in a university and then get your degree. That is technically the easier way to get money. And while you're in university, they'll be racking up money that the students will most likely be spending. So that is in a way like the easy way out. But I'm not saying it's all easy, like all like just roses and whatever.
What if you had to go and do those things because you're afraid for your life? You're afraid that if I don't go do this and bring back this money to this person, they're going to do something to me. If you,
that's a little bit different.
That's what I said. Your nurture is different. Like, I don't condemn that.
I don't think working as an escort is a bad thing. It depends on the motive, really. If you're doing it to go to school or doing it to get yourself a better future, then yeah, it's not bad. But like, if you're doing it just because you're lazy to, then I feel like that's just stupid, really.
I just feel like there's a bunch of different situations sometimes, but like, I know we're not talking about stripping, but like, for example, Cash Doll, bro, she stripped for a year and basically said, I'm gonna strip for a year, save money for studio time, and then I'm gonna produce and make songs. And this girl is like, has like a bunch of songs that are like top notch that a lot of people listen to. So that's just like putting in work, getting fast money, doing what you have to do just to pursue something that you love or something that you dream to do because you know you can't get it on your own.
What would you do if you found out your long-term relationship partner was gay?
Wait, but is this
God. Yo, I'd be so I would swing. I'd be like, so you waste my time, my money, and everything?
And if you had kids together,
I'm like,
if you had kids together too.
Wait. If
you had kids together too.
Like, say this was your husband.
Your husband, you've been together for 10 years, 15 years. He's getting on-site, he's getting
Yo, what you gonna do?
I think that's
No, she's been gay like the whole time, but she just, well, like not maybe the whole time she didn't realize it at the beginning of the relationship, but she's known for a long time.
And did I go to the wedding?
Yeah, she
did I spend all that money in that time, and I married them? And what's my fault? I married them. I eat, and they want to say they're gay now, bro. Yo, I'm taking everything they have.
I'm gonna sue for emotional
I'm so bad, bro. I swear.
Number one, you're getting beat. I will beat you if I find out. Because you wasted my time. Who cares? I don't care the poor man. Because I realized I'm gay. You should have told me that when you first realized. Especially that's irrelevant.
Or should tell you?
No.
I don't know. Like personally, I don't agree with like Ashley and them because I just don't want my kids to grow up around like being like two guys being together, two girls being together, like it is okay, and I want them to learn that you need to accept everyone and love everyone no matter what. But even with girl on guy action, like my kids shouldn't be around any of that until they're at an appropriate age to understand that.
You don't care.
I care about you, but you're getting beat.
I shouldn't know.
The way I beat
I
you,
shouldn't
you're
know.
too.
I want you to say, oh, that guy has a nice beard. I think so too. Like, I shouldn't know.
That is so selfish. Like, yeah, you may not have known it or come to terms with it, but at least discuss with me. I am your wife.
Let me tell you that kids.
Oh, especially no.
And I give birth to your offspring.
I wish you would.
I feel like you're the other.
I actually want to hear individual opinions. I want you to talk.
I wish he would.
For me personally, I feel like if it's the other way and it's like a guy getting a guy, it's gonna be weird. But if it's like my wife and she has an affair with a girl, it's gonna be like, hey, that's just another like fantasy that she likes.
Yeah.
Bring her in. You know, I'm down.
What
for,
if she
like,
says no? I don't want you no more.
Okay. then I say okay, like if that's what you want to do.
That's
you really
another
don't,
fantasy.
Like, because divorces happen.
I'm suing
Divorces
Anna.
happen. Things happen, and you could possibly end up breaking up because things may not work out. Even if you think that it should have been the one.
I did not agree with what Ashley was saying at all because I would be personally very, very upset. Like, I invested my life into you. We have built a relationship together, and other, like the kids as well. If we had kids together, that would just be really, really painful. I don't want to deal with that. You'd probably catch a beating. But at the same time, I'd still love you as a person because that is it. But like marriage, they say like marriage is for better, for worse. But like you're gay. You don't love. You love me as a person, but you don't love me the way a spouse needs to be loved. So, no.
Personally, I think, especially if my kids were involved, just because of what I believe in and everything, like I would like 100% not be okay with that. I wouldn't be okay with you just bringing, like, if we separated and my kids were to go to their dad's house and you just had another man around, like you guys together and stuff like that. I personally am not comfortable or okay with my kids being around that stuff, and I don't feel like at a certain age. I feel like at a certain age they can be exposed to that. They don't need to be exposed to that when they're like 10, like 5.
So
like,
they can be exposed to straight couples?
Yeah, that's just what I believe in. I'm Christian. Like I don't in my eyes I don't believe it's okay. Like I know that's just like it's not okay. Like I accept everybody if that's what you want to do. Like
so you don't accept everybody.
Traditionally you want to
but I don't that it's not okay, but I accept everybody.
For example,
let me
just do what you're
saying. As long as it doesn't like
affect
her, as long as it doesn't affect her, she doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly. To just
so
do that.
You can do your own thing, but as long as
one of my best friends is gay. The thing is, he knows my opinions on being gay. I don't think it's right. I will not. I love him the way I love anyone else.
Exactly.
I love him, but I don't love his lifestyle. That's the thing. Like, I will not accept that as okay. But he knows that. So,
and I will not accept my kids that are young. I don't need to be exposed to things like that around that. But when they come to an age, definitely you need to have a discussion with your kids. Like, it's what you're gonna see in the world. Don't judge them. It's what you're gonna see in the world. You need to accept everybody and love everybody how any other person would. But they don't need to be exposed to like guy on guy action or girl on girl action or like two guys being married, two girls being married. But at the end of the day, yes, they should still respect everybody and love everybody and care for everybody and how they live normally. That's all I believe. Like I just what Archie said. Like I don't know.
My own parents, my mom is a minister.
Like I don't want to offend anybody because lots of people see this, but
they are not in support of gay. I'm not like I was a gay person, sure, we can be friends, but like you're not going to affect my children. I'm sorry. That's just the way. Like, and my children are not going to tradition. Into that kind of my tradition is my culture. Nigerians will kill.
You don't want to change
Nigerians
where you want.
Exactly. Nigerians will kill if they find out you're gay. What are you telling me?
It's a death penalty in Nigeria.
Even if you can't personally do it, you just won't like.
I won't let it affect my children or my life. Like,
you won't personally let it affect you, but even if you won't kill someone because they're gay, you're gonna let it like be.
That's hurtful.
If that was me in that situation, I feel like it would definitely be hard, and I would feel, I don't know, I'd feel a little betrayed, but I don't think, like, I have too much love in my heart to cast you away, to go to court with you, to sue you, especially if we have kids. I want my kids to be raised in love and consistency and stability, so I'm not going to be doing that. And like, love is love to me. Like, if you love a man, if children can go online at 7 years old and watch straight couples having sex, like, I don't understand why it's like all of a sudden, no, they can't see guys on guys, they can't see girls on girls, but they can go on the internet and see that. It's, to me, it's both wrong. To me, it's both, it is both, you know, it is both wrong, but it's somehow permissible. It's like, oh, whatever, like, you know, they can see a man and a woman kissing on TV, but they can't see two guys kissing on TV or two girls kissing on TV. Like, to me, it's all, it is a double standard. To me, sexuality is on a spectrum, and I think sexual things children should not be exposed to because you're not sexual at that age. But in the society, so I think that's why it's permissible for children to see that, but not that. Like, I don't know. I disagree with that personally. And if I was with someone and then they ended up being gay, it's like, I don't know. It would take some time, and I would definitely have to regroup. You know, get my life back. But eventually, like, I would just love them. Like, go do you. And I probably.
I have a quick question. Would you feel like you were at fault because they turned like gay while they were with you?
No, do you have yours?
Like no, because would you feel like you weren't doing enough to, like, you know what I mean?
No.
Like, that's what I mean. Like,
no,
so,
because it's
No, she be pounding the guys out.
No,
I want to know.
I'm just saying, I want to feel that way.
No,
right? You know what I mean? That could be a point. That could be a point.
I get it. Some people are like, oh
I'm
my
saying,
gosh,
I'm
like,
talking
I turned him gay, but I wouldn't feel like that.
That's what I'm saying, because some people might feel like that.
You're you're gay.
Why would
I don't
you
have
not feel
feelings. What am I gonna do?
I'm not saying I would feel that way. I'm just saying some people would feel that way. You know what I mean?
Nah, I get it.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't.
You.
Most definitely, I feel like, you know, this is a woman I've been with my entire life, and if she decides to turn gay, I mean, besides the whole.
Why do people keep saying turn gay? You don't turn gay. You're born gay.
If she decides, honestly, I get her argument. If she decides, my bachelor's of words, if she decides to let me know at that point that she is gay, and knowing fully well, like from our relationship and our previous life, that we've been through a whole lot and I didn't see any signs. Personally, I feel really bad that I was never considerate to like see that part of her, you know, because it's like, it's a two-way thing. You should be able to know your partner in and out in a relationship, especially in marriage.
I understand
that affects our kids. And that is something, honestly, I would not want to tell my kids, because then I'd have to, you know, because there'd be a part of me that would be kind of like resenting you straight out from a little bit of hatred, because I am human. I cannot be pure at heart with everything that you do in at that point and afterwards. So our kids are gonna have to find a way to grow up with that at some point. But as far as us personally go, I'm still gonna love the hell out of you.
Wow.
You dig.
Yo, can we stop and acknowledge that every time, like, wait, every time you let him speak, can you shut the
He killed it. He closed it.
Some people are gonna say it.
Jeez, dog. Like, every time they let you talk, you just go, well.
He's a deep man,
like,
bro.
shut up.
Like, everyone listens. Like, everyone shuts up.
I have been through a lot in my life personally to know that there are some things that you just gotta accept and let go. Religion, being Nigerian, being whatever the hell you wanna be, you gotta accept some things. Because our worlds don't tell us everything. You have to experience something to understand how they work.
We're all given free will.
All right, so we have one more question, because that one was like
World of
double
the
the
devil.
time. So the last question we have for today, is, does body count matter?
No,
Chill.
it does not.
Oh,
It does not matter.
you can't be collecting that.
If that's just an immature
You can't be
question.
We can't be collecting 100 bodies, and by the time you're married, you're like,
Why you
questioning
But
how
at the end of the day,
But
you
you
really
can
know.
Are you
but
clean
you
though?
but
Are you?
can you?
No, I can't.
Listen, that's the question.
That is
That's the
very
question.
true.
But are you clean though? But are you clean
Yeah,
though? That's
I'm
all that matters.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
I'm clean.
All that matters. Listen, you know what? You know what? I believe people can shut up. Okay.
Oh my God.
I believe people can change. Listen, you can change.
Amen.
You can't change how
But-
you know what? You can't.
Exactly.
You can never change the past. The past is the past for a reason, but the past is there for the future. I believe you can change. So if you had the craziest lifestyle, I don't care what happened in your life, I don't care what happened
But is it
before.
everybody that
Listen,
was
let
changing?
her preach.
Let her
Listen,
preach.
but you changed
Everybody changes,
when you
man.
met me
Let
because
everybody-
I am the love of your life. Okay?
Thank you.
I can only help you gain to a better future. That's what I'm there for, to make you a better person. So I don't care what happened before that, If you were honest with me in the beginning and you let me know and you make sure you were clean because I ain't trying to get nothing. I like my body. Listen, I'm a temple like I said before. Then you know what? You changed for me, and I'm gonna be your girl.
But
yes,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But at the same time,
if you're going out and you have 100
if you have 100 bodies and you practice
listen, you can listen. Let me tell you, John, you can have one body and have AIDS.
That's what I'm saying.
You can have one body and be dirty the rest of your life.
But
you can have 100 and have nothing.
No, I'm negative against like 100. If you're coming with
for me,
and on top of that, just to add, at the same time, honestly, as many times as you might ask a guy and he will tell you how many he has, at the end of the day, you will never truthfully know the number. People lie, okay? I'm not saying everybody does, but at the end of the day, you never ever really know how many kills I have or another person has. It's just what you believe or what you decide to believe. So it doesn't matter. Like you said, if they go get checked, they take care of themselves. They somewhat are honest with you. Like when I first met this guy I'm talking to, he told me he don't fucking know. I'm like, nigga, you don't know. Like, but he gets checked all the time. Like that's not like I don't know. I don't think like your kill count defines you. I think like you said, your future defines you, and what you're striving to be and striving to do in the future is what defines you.
Like I'm just your last.
So for everybody, pretty much body count wasn't an issue. For me, it's definitely not an issue because my body count, here. But as long as you're clean, you take care of yourself, it does not matter. As long as they love you, that's all that matters, and they're gonna change.
Okay, so as far as body count goes, honestly, in a relationship, I don't think I'd even ask my girlfriend what her body count was, because we're right here in this present moment, and I honestly couldn't care what your past was. Just let's get on with our future. That's it.
Girls can enjoy things as much as guys can.
That's facts.
You know, like
that's
so. Like, stop doing that. I hate it, bro. Like, I hate when people get slut shamed and like root for being them and enjoying something, and people are like, "Oh, you're enjoying it? You're a loser. You're lame. Isn't that like, bro? Why are you stalking?
Yeah, like,
for real. Like, sit back in your own corner. Like, I'm in my corner. Like, I got the ball in my own hands. You got your own ball. Play by yourself.
Yeah. Like, if you're clean, for me, if you're clean. And if you've broken your soul ties, we're fine. Because like, I don't want you, because when you have sex with someone, you're soul tied with them. Who did they sleep with? Like, no, I don't want all of that.
Like,
spiritually
listen, what if
demons.
like, you know, what if what if this guy, like, what if this girl, listen, what if this guy, like, I want a girl that is a virgin. Like, this guy goes, like this guy goes, I want a girl that has that's a virgin, right? And this girl got raped before they were dating. And she believes that she's still a virgin because it wasn't her, like, will, right? Yeah. And then and then as they're together in love, believing that they're both virgins, whatever, and then she finally tells him, like, oh, I was raped, and he's like, oh, so you're not a virgin, and the standards are biology. Then he's gonna be like, I don't want you to be like, what? Like, we're
no, that makes no sense.
As long as you're clean and you broke your soul ties, we're good. I don't care if you slept with 50 girls. As long as you've dealt with that spiritually between you and God, between you and me, we're good. Like, I believe people can change. I believe people do change. So, and I don't expect you to be perfect because I'm not about to, like, I can't erase my past. You can't erase yours. So I expect the same of myself as I do of you. That's only fair.
Let me tell you, like, I always believe that people can change. Like, people say, oh, people can change is impossible. Like, no, it's not. Like, people change all the time. Like, I believe that when you believe in Christ, like, and you give your life to Christ, you become a new person. Like, you're baptized again. And like, and he always forgives you, and God, like, you know, you build to a new person, so you can change. So if you've had, like, if you had this high body count because you've done, like, you have to do it to get money, or even so, like, I don't know, like, you just want to live that life, then you know what, then you've done, but now you're with me. And now as your new life, as your new person, and you step into a new chapter, we are together. And I'm your first in that life, and I'm your last in that life.
Why you asking why you get
married? They're not getting married.
Different reasons now.
Exactly. Like, you get married. Every time my clothes on your head tattoo, like, I'm not ready for your green card, dog.
This one's a green card.
Like, I get text every day from Africa. Hey, Miss Canada, when we get married.
Wait. Text from Africa, you not about to say Nigerian guys.
On Facebook, they're like,
No,
hey,
it happens to all of
I
us.
see that you live in Canada.
Can you help me?
You're like, wow.
I want to be your friend.
A lot of
Please,
people.
everything happens.
Yeah.
Mostly Nigerians. It's mostly
Why do you guys talk
Nigerians.
about Nigerians?
Nigerian guys are trash.
You're almost demon.
Yo, chill.
No, but they're
And you don't have to be Yoruba to be a Yoruba demon.
guys-
Yoruba demon is simply a social class that you are a slut as a guy. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be Yoruba to be a Yoruba demon. You can be Igbo, Tanzanian, Jamaican, or
Tell me what that night
Yo,
cried
chill.
because
You
you're
can
not
be anything. It's trust. Gang there's a whole lot of gang shit out here.
Yo, let's end this, bro.
Cut. I feel you there, bro.
Gang gang, bro.
100%.
Yeah, can we
I get it.
cut?
Yo, cut.
I don't even know.
A Yoruba demon is like a Nigerian guy or whatever.
Simply a Nigerian word for guys that are hoes.
I thought it was Nigerian.
It's
No,
simply
guys that are
fuck
messed
boys.
up.
Yo, guys,
It's simply another way to say
I've never heard that being referred to as a white guy. A Yoruba
Yoruba
demon.
demon is literally
Oh, so
a
just because I'm Yoruba, I'm automatically Yoruba.
No, if you're a fuckboy and you're Yoruba, you're a Yoruba demon.
Get it,
Simple.
shoot, bro, that's another topic. That's another topic for like another discussion.
True. Oh, we're gonna have a
Because
day
you have a
about
whole
that.
context with that. You have to, you know what I mean? You have two different like topics.
Yeah,
It's gonna go
trust.
into a
We have
lot
to
of
get
it.
over this issue with.
Yeah.
I've been hearing this shit with Yoruba demons since I was freaking 15.
You know what I mean?
And I wasn't even ready for shit talking about I'm Yoruba demon just because I'm
Okay, if you wait, let's play it simple. If you're a fuckboy, if you fuck girls over, you are a Yoruba demon.
No.
You are. You really are.
Most Yoruba demons, like the stories you get.
saying
But, like,
stuff
guys,
like
what's
that
the
will
context
make
for next
another
time?
guy that doesn't even know what it is want to know what it is, and the fact that you're putting that on him, he's gonna want to be that. You are simply going through the
But there's
cycle
nothing
of
wrong.
Someone wants to be that.
over and over.
The
and over.
veil in theory.